The next lean tool is Pocoyoke. Pocoyoke is the low-cost devices to detect and warn about abnormal situations before they occur, or once they have occurred, they will stop the process. Common errors are including missing process steps, missing parts, wrong parts, faulty machine operations, etc. These are some examples of Pocoyoke. Toyota has proverb that stop production so that production never has to be stopped. Pocoyoke is another lean tool to improve and maintain the flow of processes. There are two types of actions taken by Pocoyoke if error is happened. Either it shut down the system or give a warning. In our case, we have come across warning type of Pocoyoke. In industry, it is a common mistake if a worker forgets to assemble one or more than one of the parts. When it comes to assembling hundreds in industry, it is a common mistake if a worker forgets to assemble one or more than one of the parts when it comes to assembling hundreds of parts on a single product. There are many Pocoyoke devices that can be built based on workpiece deviation, work method deviations, and deviations from fixed values. Let's take an example of a lift. A lift will not be in operational if the weight of total paper is exceeding the maximum weight allowed in a lift. You can see a picture in which it shows the maximum weight or maximum people allowed in a lift. If a weight is more than 1000 kg, then lift will not start. Also, if the sensor of lift door senses an obstruction which stop the lift to go up or down, this is an warning type Pocoyoke. However, there is a fourth method which is called missing parts method. On Bosch Rexroth workstation, specific numbers of parts have been put in the bin to make sure worker does not miss any part while assembling the Lego car. If worker sees there are some parts left in the bin, then it's a warning that during the assembly worker has missed some part, thus ensuring that worker hasn't passed a defective part to downstream and confining it to disturb the flow of the operations. Because once the defective part has been passed, then our objective to achieve flow, which is to eliminate backflows, scrap, and stoppages, will go in drain. After the value stream is defined through standardized work and flow has been established with the help of 5S and Pocoyoke, the next step is to use a pull approach. Kanban is used as to demonstrate the pull approach on Bosch Rexroth workstation. On workstation, we have used color coding on flow rack system. But first, let's have some definition of Kanban. Kanban is a visual tool to achieve JIT production and authorization to produce and withdraw material or information. It also contains information regarding supplier of the part or product, the customer, where to store it, and how to transport it. There are two types of Kanbans: production and withdrawal. There are some forms of Kanbans which are an open space on a production floor that indicates to us that someone has withdrawn a product and we must fill the gap. It could be a line when inventory falls below the line, an empty parts bin, an electric signal. This picture shows us the example of production Kanban. These examples are a fuel indicator, cup of coffee, and empty parts bin. For example, the fuel indicator is showing us that the fuel is about to end. Cup of coffee is showing that the coffee has ended, and empty parts bin, it means there are no parts. It giving us signal that you should fill up your fuel tank, you should fill up the empty parts bins. This picture is showing us the type of withdrawal Kanban. For example, the vending machine showing us your coffee is ready, the fuel indicator showing us that fuel tank is almost full. Three colors have been used, which are green, yellow, and red. We have used an analogy of traffic light system for workers to demonstrate the Kanban. There are two flow racks shown in below picture. One is used for upstream and second is for downstream. Upstream and downstream in simple language means worker gets the supplier from the upstream from his supplier, and downstream means where worker deliver the products to its customer. If the worker sees in downstream green rollers are empty from parts bins, then it gives a signal to worker that customer needs a product at its end and workers should start producing the product. Same goes for the upstream. If supplier for the workers sees the customer has pulled parts from upstream and green rollers are empty, it sends a signal to start supplying the parts to customer, which is in this case is worker. This is exactly accordance to a pull approach. All production workers can see exactly how many customers orders have been placed and when all orders have been filled. There will be 4 activities performed in a workshop, and then there will be a review and discussion, and at the end questionnaire will be distributed among participants to have the feedback about the workshop. In first activity, participant will be given product parts and tools on a simple table to assemble the product. The parts will be placed on the table randomly, and 2 to 3 participants will take part to assemble one product. There will be video shown at the end of this video. You can see the first activity. The purpose of this activity is to give participants a clear image what is difference to assemble product if you are going to assemble it on workstation and on table. Also to differentiate between an unorganized workplace, uncontrolled inventories, no parts presentation and no standardizing. In the second activity, first demonstration will be shown of Bosch Rexroth workstation, which also include SOP to how to use the workstation. After demonstration, participants will be asked to assemble the same product on Bosch Rexroth workstation that they assembled on a simple table. Different talk time will be given as per requirement to test the standardized work. In this activity, only one person will be allowed to perform the whole assembly from scratch. In the third activity, one person will be allowed to perform the assembly operation on Bosch Rexroth workstation, but this time short talk time will be given to the participant. There is fourth activity can be added in which participants are asked to develop standardized work combination table, production capacity chart, work element sheet and standardized work analysis chart. And participants can be asked to organize the workplace according to 5S requirements. Also participants are asked to come up with different kind of Kanban and Pocoyoke which can be used and demonstrated on workstation.